Welcome back. So last week we saw that we can simplify algebraic fractions by adding or subtracting, right? This video we are just going to simplify algebraic fractions by reducing the numerator and the denominator. So we have a few examples, right? The first one we are going to solve 2x over 8, right? Straightforward. Just like with simplifying fractions, we can divide the constants. So 2 into 2 is 1, 2 into 8 is 4. So therefore, simplifying 2x over 8, we will get x over 4. The other example would be a squared divided by ab, or over ab, right? Recall a squared is simply a multiplied by a, right? Now we can simplify. The numerator is multiplied by each other. Therefore, we can eliminate or reduce or cancel an a in the numerator with an a in the denominator. So our answer will be a, b. Right? So in the first example, we see that we can reduce the constants, and in the second example, we see that we can cancel or eliminate letters, right? So, we are going to do our next example. This one is 10x 15x y. Straightforward, we see that the x can cancel or factorize, right? After that, we can reduce 10 and 15, because we can say 5 into 10 is 2, 5 into 15 is 3, right? So I'll be left with 2 and 3y, right? In this example, we had to reduce both constants, meaning numbers, as well as our letters, right? The next example is 5s squared all over 20st, right? Recall, s squared is just s multiplied by s, right? So we see that an s would cancel out. Then we have 5 into 5 is 1, 5 into 20 is 4. So all we have in the numerator is 1 multiplied by s, which is s, and 4t. Right? I hope you all are following. I hope that is understandable. So we are continuing. I started with very simple examples, and then we're going to get into harder examples, right? Now, we have our next example is 4a all over 8a minus 2b. Now, as you can see, our denominator has two terms, 8a subtract 2b, right? Now, we just want to rewrite this fraction in such a way where a term in the numerator can be cancelled or reduced with a term in the denominator, right? Now, this and the examples after this will include factorization. So we're going to rewrite the numerator and the denominator over by factorizing them both. And after we factorize them, we should be able to cancel somewhere, somehow. Now, I want to note, you cannot cancel this 2 with this 4. Right? That is incorrect. We can only cancel or reduce when we multiply terms. Right? So in this example, I'm going to factorize 2 because it's the highest common factor between all constants, meaning all numbers, right? So if I factorize 2, that means I have to take 2 out, and 4a divided by 2 will just be 2a, right? This is common factors. In the denominator, we are also factorizing 2. So we'll have 4a minus b. If you realize this, brackets mean to multiply. So this 2 is multiplied by this bracket, and this 2 is multiplied by this bracket. Remember, we can only cancel or reduce terms or letters if they are being multiplied. So this 2 can be cancelled with this 2. So therefore, our final answer will just be 2a over 4a minus b. Right? So you all realize that we have to factorize. Our next example is 2s squared minus st all over 2s minus t. Right? If you all are having problems with factorization, be sure to look out for our next few videos, and we'll have all the different types of factorization methods, right? So if you see this example, we have 2 terms in the numerator. They are being subtracted from each other. So we cannot go and cancel anything with our denominator that also has subtraction in it. Okay? So in the numerator, I'm going to factorize s, because I see s is common between my 2 terms in the numerator, right? So I'm factorizing, that means I'm taking s out. So I can go to the side and say 2s squared, or I can write it as 2s multiplied by s divided by s, right? I'm left with 2s and then negative st divided by s. I'll just have negative t, right? And then I can leave my denominator as is. Now if you see, we can cancel 2s minus t on the numerator with 2s minus t in the denominator. So I'm left with s over 1, which is just s. Alright, moving on. The next example is xy minus 2y all over x squared minus 4x plus 4, right? So we should know by now that we cannot just cancel terms, because we are seeing a subtraction sign here, a subtraction sign, and addition sign here, which indicates that we have to factorize, right? So we are going to factorize the numerator by using common factors, because we see that y is common between both, right? So we can take out y, xy divided by y, you'll just have x, and negative 2 divided by y is negative 2. Again, be sure to check out our factorization videos to understand the different types of factorization, right? The denominator, we have a quadratic, so we are going to factorize that quadratic. So our factors for 4 is 1, 4, and 2 times 2, right? Putting in our signs, we know that the larger number is negative, and we know that the signs are the same. Alright, make sure to check out our quadratic factorization video to understand the steps. Alright, so I'll have x squared minus 2x minus 2x plus 4. So then I'll have x minus 2 minus 2x minus 2. So when I factorize the denominator, I got x minus 2, x minus 2. Now if you see, we can now cancel because we have multiplication in our numerator and our denominator. The brackets is an indication that we are multiplying. Therefore, the x minus 2 can cancel once. So it would only cancel with one bracket of x minus 2, right? When we do cancelling or reducing, it is done in pairs. So we'll just have y over x minus 2, right? So the steps to work out questions like these are to just factorize the numerator and the denominator, and then most times you'll be able to reduce, right? Two more examples and that's it. So now we have 2x squared plus 5x minus 3 all over 4x squared minus 1. So by now we should all be singing factorize first, then eliminate or reduce, right? So we know the numerator is a quadratic, so we are going to solve our quadratic. So that is 2 by negative 3, so we're looking for factors of negative 6. So we have 1 multiplied by 6 is 6, 2 multiplied by 3 is 6. We know that the sign of the larger number is positive and the signs are different. So then our factors would be 2x squared plus 6x minus 1x minus 3, right? So we'll take out 2x, we'll have, my bad, I didn't realize. Alright, so we'll be left with x plus 3 minus 1, we'll have x plus 3. Right? So our numerator becomes 2x minus 1, x plus 3, and our denominator, if you realize that is difference of perfect squares, so it will be 2x minus 1, 2x plus 1, right? Difference of perfect squares is another type of factorization. So now you can see that this bracket will cancel with this bracket. So our final answer is just x plus 3 all over 2x plus 1. Right? So the key to solving this and factorizing this is knowing your different methods of factorization. Last one, especially for my Caribbean students, this is from a past paper. They asked for you to simplify x squared minus 9 all over 3x minus 9. To simplify this, we have to factorize the numerator and the denominator. The hardest thing about solving a question like this is usually knowing how to factorize, right? So make sure and check out our other videos to learn how to factorize, right? Now looking at this, the numerator is difference of perfect squares. So we have to use the difference of perfect squares method, which is just setting up your brackets, putting addition in one, subtraction in the other. And then we put in the square roots. So the square root of x squared is just x. The square root of 9 is 3. And you do the same for the other brackets. Now we are going to factorize the denominator using the method of common factors. The common factor between 3x and 9 is 3, so we have to take that out. And then every term must be divided by the common factor. So 3x divided by 3 is just x, and negative 9 divided by 3 is negative 3. If you realize, we can now cancel terms because they are multiplied by each other, right? So the x minus 3 will cancel with the x minus 3, and we'll have x plus 3 all over 3. Now you may be wondering why this 3 can't cancel with this 3. It cannot cancel because the 3 in the numerator is added to the x, and we can only cancel or reduce when we are multiplying. Okay, so that's it. Make sure to check out our factorization videos.